Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna need your help on this. Come up.
Your Honor, so the state has filed a motion to revoke community supervision on Ms. Gonzalez. I just spoke to Ms. Gonzalez about each of these, and so I'd like to be able to respond to them before the board if possible.
Sure.
Well, I would ask them to start with their motion though, actually.
So here's the deal.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have a lot of history with Miss Gonzalez, a ton of history you don't know about. And we've gone round and round with her testing positive for alcohol, pills, meth, cocaine, alcohol, and it's literally been over and over, and it's been over. And now while she's on this probation, she tests positive for meth.
The night she tested positive for amphetamines, meth, and opiates, and on the March 5th, she tested positive for THC. She's also had skips on her device 12 in February, 5 in January, 8 in December.
What you're witnessing here is not just a probation hearing. It's the last act of a long, tragic struggle between a defendant and a justice system running out of patience. Judge Fleischer's tone says it all. He's cataloging every relapse, every skipped device check, every second chance that was squandered. This isn't the first time Miss Gonzalez has stood in this courtroom, and that history weighs heavily today. For the judge, these test results aren't just numbers. They're broke promises. And here's the deeper tension. Probation is designed to rehabilitate, but repeated violations force the court to pivot from mercy to containment. How many times should the system forgive before it protects the public? That's the question hanging in the air right now. If you were in the judge's seat, would you order treatment again or revoke her freedom entirely? Let us know in the comments, because this is the moment that decides the rest of her life.
So I really think, and I warned her at the outset when she got on the probation that it was a problem, that I was going to put her in treatment. And I think that this is truly the only appropriate way to go forward, because we gave her the opportunity to do this on her own, and we multiple times, and it's just not happening.
I have signed up for treatment, sir.
Ours is better. And I think that that's really the only appropriate course of action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to amend your conditions to go into treatment. I think that that's, the evaluation is to do HUA.
Yes, go ahead, I'm sorry, ma'am.
In terms of the treatment, Your Honor, is it that you are wanting it to be jail-based treatment, or could it be facility?
Well, I used to,
It's too late. When we're helping ourselves to test casita, it's a 3 to 6 month program based on how to respond.
Your Honor, I have my father at home by himself, Your Honor,
gave you the opportunity, ma'am.
May I speak to you
Not gonna-
openly? Just for a second, Your Honor?
No, I've heard it before. You've told it to me time and again, and I've heard it time and again. And I'm sorry, but, we gave you the opportunity. You're testing positive for these.
Please. So, Your Honor, I think when I spoke to her before, the only thing that we were talking about in terms of possible failed drug tests was a test that I showed from last month for marijuana. And so her explanation for that, Your Honor, is that she has broken her arm in 2 different places.
Yes.
And pain management issues. Until we were here now, I'm only hearing about these other things. The only reason I bring it up, Your Honor, is because if she is having some type of issue with substances, I support treatment. I just question whether the jail-based treatment is the only possible option. Like, could she go into custody and be transferred from there into a facility where she has to be inpatient for 120 days or however many days you're requiring? Does it just have to be who? I guess is what I'm asking.
Here's the thing. Every time that I've done a TRAS on someone and have deviated from it, we've paid for it dearly. They've either picked up a new DWI, a felony, and I really take homage in the TRASs, because I tell you, every time we deviate from it and I acquiesce to something that you guys want or defense wants, we pay for dearly, and they end up in a worse position.
This is a rare behind-the-curtain look at how probation officers and judges weigh risk. Notice the prosecutor's frustration. Every time we deviate, we pay for it dearly. That's not rhetoric. When courts loosen restrictions for high-risk defendants, especially repeat drug or alcohol violators, new crimes often follow. This is why Texas's TR, treatment rehabilitation, plans are so rigid. They're not just boxes to check. They're legal guardrails meant to prevent disaster. But here's the ethical gut punch. If Ms. Gonzalez truly suffers from addiction, is a jail-based treatment program rehabilitation or punishment in disguise? The law treats both as interchangeable, but addiction science says they're worlds apart. Comment below. Is the judge doing the right thing by sticking to the hard line, or is he setting her up to fail in a system she can't escape?
And so that's why this has been an ongoing battle for 2 years. We've had an ongoing battle with Ms. Gonzalez for 2 years where it's been nonstop testing for this or testing for that. And I can show you the proof. I've got the proof. And now while she's on bond, she picks up a felony PCS. She's testing positive for these things, you know?
I would just add the felony PCS was
I get it.
dismissed
I get it.
It's my medication, sir.
within 5 days of it being filed. So
I understand. I get it. But I really want to do what the TRS is. You know, I'm sorry, man, but that's what we're
I
going
can't
to do.
leave my father, sir.
These are things that you think about when you're out there in the free world. We gave you the opportunity, Ms. Gonzalez. I'm not going to argue with you.
No, sir, I'm not trying to argue with you, sir. I don't think the drug tests are, you're not, Your Honor, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to say you're not looking at it correctly, but maybe you're not remembering, sir. I haven't
So
drank
maybe
in
she wants a
15 years.
motion, maybe she wants a hearing on, maybe she wants a hearing on actually revoking her probation. if
Not
that's what-
revoking it.
So he's not.
Not revoking.
No,
You're just changing the conditions.
what I'm saying is, my drug tests, sir, those are my medications that you're calling out, sir. The Adderall.
Okay, stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Just stop. I'm sorry.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
I'm not going to argue. No, we tried this.
Can you please tell, his name is Steven, he's around the corner,
Mhm.
that they're putting me in jail. How long am I gonna be?
It's all up to you. If
Your Honor,
you're
I will
well, the
do
treatment-
anything. I can't take my dad's not gonna have anyone to help him, sir. If we
I'm not gonna
please
argue
look,
with you, ma'am.
no, sir, I'm not trying to argue.
Had the opportunity.
I haven't drank in 15 years,
Thank
Your
you, Your
Honor.
Honor.
You have to look at my stuff. It's not right.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 1 year in jail to be probated for 18 months. Has he done the TRS yet?
Yes,
No. You will do what's called a TRS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill these conditions. If you don't, a motion to revoke will be filed. You will be put into custody, and we are going to have a hearing on whether to revoke your probation or not. It'll be DWI repeat offender education class, 2 victim impact panels, no drugs, no alcohol, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over, an officer asks you to submit a breath test while you're on this probation, you must do it. A guardian interlock, 30 hours of community service, and 5 days in Harris County Jail as a condition. Is this how you understand it?
Yes, sir.
You know, the more important thing to me, Mr. Garcia Ibarra, is you're young. What are you, 35, 37?
33.
33 years old. Your history sucks. It really freaking sucks. You know, DWI dismissed in 22. DWI pled to in 23. Fleeing and eluding, interfering, and now open a DWI second and 2 felony assaults of a police officer. What's it going to take for you to get, man? Is it a 25-year sentence? You know what happens next time you get a DWI?
Yes.
What happens?
It's a felony in jail.
to and in the penitentiary. That's what happens next time. And with your record, as bad as it is, it doesn't have to be where you're stumbling, stupid, fall-ass drunk on the road. The mere smell, in and of itself, they're going to look you up. Every single time you get pulled over, they're going to harass and harangue you. It doesn't matter what you're doing, what time of day, where you're going. Every time you get pulled over with your record, they're going to harass you. So why give them the evidence? Why give them, of all the aches and pains, one button and $50 anywhere you want to go in this life? Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to this offense, like I said, it'll go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty, and I'm going to sentence you to 1 year in jail. I'll probate that for 18 months. You will do a repeat offender DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels, guardian analog, no drugs, alcohol, 30 hours community service. Do you have any children?
Sorry.
If you do a parenting class, I will consider the community service waived. Five days to begin April 28th. You must report by 6 p.m. If you fail to report, this deal is off the table and you're looking at an entire year in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The other thing is this, Mr. Garcia Ibarra, I have to somehow get a hold of you so that you understand that we mean business. And there's 2 ways that we do that. One is by jail time, which now you're obviously not doing. The other is by hitting you where it really hurts. And that's what we're going to do. I'm now going to hit you with a surcharge that you will be required to pay. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. I don't know what else we have to try to get your attention, so that I'm hoping that this is it before you pick up a felony offense. It's a $6,000 surcharge, and then how much your court costs?
What was the driver's license before? A year ago?
1 year.
Okay, give me one second.
I will give you plenty of time to pay for it. We will give you a 2-year to 3-year payment plan. So that will give you enough time. If you have any problems, you can come talk to us. But the worst possible thing you can do in this life is pick up another DWI, pick up another case, or abscond, take off. Because if you do that, that's just, it's a guaranteed motion to revoke. You understand?
Sorry.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I'm going to send you to this agreement. For what it's worth, I usually waive these on almost every first DWI. You're now working your 3rd. So at some point, like I said, we've got to get a hold of you to ensure that you don't pick up a felony or kill someone.
No, I just want to mention that I was talking to him about his finances, and my intention was to ask you to waive it, and I understand
I
you've made your
normally
ruling.
do, Ms. Casanova, on all first, but this is a 3rd alcohol contact. You know, I'll waive his supervisory fees with regard to them, but I want to get his attention. And I think that probably the only way to do it is with money. And like I said, if you don't pay it, your butt's going to sit $100 for 1 day in jail. You're probably going to owe somewhere in the neighborhood of around $6,500 now.
This final moment is a wake-up call for every repeat offender watching. Judge Fleischer isn't just handing down a sentence. He's delivering a warning shot across a man's entire future. Mr. Garcia Ibarra isn't facing just another probation. He's facing a system that's almost out of patience. The $100 equals 1 day in jail fine is more than a financial penalty. It's leverage. It's the court saying, we're done negotiating. And here's where the moral complexity spikes. Should the justice system hit offenders hardest in the wallet to prevent them from returning to court? Or does that just create a cycle where poverty and addiction lead right back to prison? What do you think? Is this tough love approach a fair wake-up call or a trapdoor into more time behind bars? If this case stunned you like it did us, smash that like button, drop your verdict in the comments, and subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns every week. We're here to decode the drama, the law, and the lives on the line.